It's an all-new episode of The Good Stuff, and we're hanging tough. New kid Donnie Wahlberg and Star Trek Discovery's Sonequa Martin-Green stop by to dish on their brand new spin-off, Boston Blue. Then, go easy, go big. Aaron O'Brien reveals 3 low-effort, big-impact changes that'll totally transform your hair. And don't just wear it, style it. Antonia Fifi shows you how to go from meh to yeah with your wardrobe. Plus, Mary's cooking up a fall pasta with butternut squash and bacon that's cozy comfort on a plate. It all starts right now.
Very excited today. It finally feels like fall. Ooh. Well, I don't know about you, I love fall. It's my absolute favorite time. But in my house, whenever the sun starts setting a little bit earlier, the nights are getting a little bit colder, the one thing I want is an easy dinner, preferably one pan and very carby. Basically something I can get home any night of the week, make, and then end up sitting on the couch watching TV or reading a good book. Honestly, it's my absolute dream. So I feel like I've got something today that will check all of the boxes. We are talking a butternut squash and bacon pasta. How does that sound? Pretty good? Pretty good. All right, I'm feeling very excited about this. It's super, super tasty. So we gotta get to work on this dish. It's a one-ish pan dish. We're making the sauce in a pan. Obviously, there's a pot for the pasta, but it's all gonna come together super simply. So first up, we're gonna get started on the bacon. Now, we wanna get started on the bacon because we're gonna use that bacon fat to cook the rest of the ingredients to give that bacon flavor throughout the whole dish, which is gonna be an absolute dream. So I've got my pan here, and this pan is cold. I do not preheat a pan when I'm making bacon. Whether I'm doing it in the oven or on the stove, I always add my bacon into a cold pan. Basically what's gonna happen is this cold pan, as it slowly heats up and gets going, it's gonna slowly allow that fat in the bacon to render out, and then it's gonna crisp up. So it's gonna give you more fat to work with later, and it's gonna give you really nice meaty and crispy bacon. Sometimes if you put it into a hot pan, what happens is you almost seal in all of that fat. So it gives you kind of that like weird chew that you're not necessarily going for. This is gonna be the perfect texture. So I'm gonna pop that over about medium-high heat to let it start doing its thing. And again, it's gonna slowly melt out, then crisp up. So while that bacon gets to work, we wanna get to work on our pasta. So for me, with this dish, since we got those little bacon bits and we're gonna have little bits of butternut squash, I wanna use something that's almost like a cup, something that can grab on to all of those little mix-ins. So I've got some boiling water here. And into there, we're gonna go in with some salt. Obviously, you need to season your pasta water. Everyone always talks about it. I like to do with this much water. Oh, if that one shocked you. I'm gonna do like 4 of those. Because listen, most of this water is going down the drain. Most of that salt's going down the drain. Basically, you wanna season it so if you were to taste it, it would taste a little bit salty. That way, it's actually gonna season the actual noodle and get in there with a little bit of that seasoning. But again, most of that is going down the drain. Totally cool. So I wanna add into that boiling water about 250 grams of any sort of kind of bowl or shelly pasta. I'm using orecchiette today. Orecchiette is super, super cute. Technically, it means little ears, which is very cute. They kind of look like cartoon ears more than like a human ear, but you know, always a good thing. But you could also use like medium shells. That would be really, really nice. I'm going in with about 250 grams of that. So add that right on in. And then what you wanna do now is give this a bit of a stir. Anytime you're adding pasta into water, you wanna give it a stir kind of immediately, because that's gonna make it so as that starch kind of comes out because of that boiling process, they don't all stick together or stick to the bottom of the pan, because like, that's the worst thing. You know when you go to stir it and you're like, ugh, ugh. We don't want that. Give it a couple stirs here and you will be good to go. Okay, I'm gonna let that pasta cook, and then we're gonna talk butternut squash. Now, I love a squash. We are in squash season. I'm very excited about it. Butternut squash is probably my go-to typically, because when you buy this squash, you're getting mostly squash. When you buy another type like a pumpkin, it's mainly just a pit Like there's nothing going on in there. You get that squash on the outside, but nothing in the middle. This, all of the neck has full squash in it. Then you just have that little kind of basin here with the kind of seedy part. Now, when you are working with a squash, they can be a bit of a pain in the butt to deal with because you want to peel them. So there's a couple different ways you can approach this. You can grab a regular vegetable peeler and just kind of run it down the side of the squash. Super simple, but once you get to the point that this peeled part is in your hand and you're on the other side, whoo, she gets slippery. She gets slippery and things get a little dicey. So one of my favorite ways to do things is I actually get my knife. This is actually how I cut watermelon too if I'm trying to remove that rind. I cut the squash into rings, however thick I want the pieces to be. And then as opposed to actually peeling those rings, what I do is I grab my knife and I just kind of cut around. This is a little bit more tedious, but it's a lot safer. So if you're someone who's working with squash for the first time and you're a little bit nervous, if you do this, you get all of that edge off without running the risk of like slipping or something like that. So that's a really easy way to do things. But I'm not gonna lie, if you're like me, you've got an even easier hack. And that hack is, oh, damn. Okay, for anyone who didn't hear at home, a lady in the audience said, get your husband to do it, which honestly, good plan. Or you can get the grocery store to do it. They always have chopped butternut squash in the kind of weird section where you buy like tofu and things like that, and sometimes baked spinach. So yeah, grocery store or husband, you know, or wife, whoever like is ready to handle that squash. We've got 2 cups of squash there that we've chopped up. Now, as you can see, this bacon is not cooked yet, but you can see that fat starting to render out. Do you see it starting to bubble out? It's not getting golden brown yet. It's just starting to melt down. So what you would do is let that crisp up. You will end up with something that looks like this. And honestly, dinner that starts with the smell of bacon is always a good thing. So that is looking absolutely fantastic. So what I want you to do is you're gonna remove this bacon from the pan. We've got a little bit of that bacon fat left over doing its thing. But we want to set this bacon aside because we want to keep it nice and crispy. It's done its job. It's given up that beautiful fat to cook in. And we're going to leave it to just give it a little bit of a crisp later on to mix into the rest of the dish. But just to kind of bolster that, we're going to go in with a little bit of olive oil. If you wanted to, you could also go in with some butter and bacon fat. I'm not mad about that. But a little bit of oil will do the trick as well. Now into there, we're going to go in with that butternut squash. So I've got about 2 cups of this butternut squash here. That's going to go right on into the pan. Get that pan nice and hot so it's getting all sizzly. And then we're also gonna add in some herbs. Now I'm gonna go in with sage because 'tis the season, but if you want, you could do thyme, you could do rosemary, that would be beautiful as well. If you didn't want to use either of those and you wanted to use something like basil or oregano, a more like soft herb, I would add those later on in the cooking process because they do tend to go a little bit brown. But something like sage really benefits from a bit of a cook. It gets a bit more tender, a little bit crispy and golden brown. You want about 2 tablespoons of chopped sage. You can thinly slice it or chop it, however you're feeling. And I love a crispy sage moment. Super, super tasty. So I'm gonna add that right on into that butternut squash. Scatter that on top. Add in a little bit of salt just to season it up. A little bit of pepper. And then, I don't know about you, but it's the time of year where in my house, nutmeg emergencies happen. You know, or you go to someone's house and they're like, oh, would you like eggnog? And you're like, oh, yeah, would you want some nutmeg? And it's always a good thing. I love a nutmeg. It's super nice. It's a little bit lemony, a little bit warm, and it goes beautifully with squash. It also goes really nice with cream sauces, so anything like that. I'm gonna add this in. I'm gonna bring this up to the heat, and then once it comes up to heat and starts getting sizzly, I'm gonna pop a lid on and let this cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. While that cooks, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna cheese it up a little bit.
Tomorrow, it's an all-new episode of The Good Stuff. And it's time to clean out the clutter. Megan Arthurs helps tap into the real reason you're holding on to different items around the house and shares easy solutions to create calm in your space. Then,
This is so good, Vijaya.
just in time for Diwali, we'll shine a light on some must-try recipes from Vijaya Selvaraj's brand new cookbook. Plus, Mary's got a creamy, cozy chicken dinner that has us keen on Florentine. It's an all-new episode tomorrow.
We are back in the kitchen, and I am making making a butternut squash and bacon pasta, which to me sounds kind of just like a dream. I'm feeling very excited about it. Now, before the break, we got to work on, obviously, the pasta. We cooked off some bacon, and then we've got this beautiful butternut squash doing its thing. Like, look at it sizzling away. It's getting golden brown. It's a little bit creamy. Butternut squash is so good. It's a little sweet, super, super tasty. So that is looking great. The pasta's still doing its thing, but I wanted to make an additional little element to this. This is something that I do every once in a while when I'm feeling a little fancy, or if you're coming over to my house and I'm like, ooh, let's, show off our pasta game. So I'm gonna make something that's called pan grattato. Now, pan grattato is basically just breadcrumbs, crispy breadcrumbs that you put on top of dishes. Really, really good on pasta, gives a bit of texture. So I've got a pan here over about medium heat. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of olive oil. Typically, I do about a tablespoon of olive oil, if it wants to come out. There, oh, he's having a time. Okay, we're gonna go in with about a tablespoon of olive oil per about quarter cup of breadcrumbs. And you can use any type of breadcrumbs you want. If you wanted, you could use just the classic variety. You could literally rip up some bread for a nice crispy kind of breadcrumb. Or my personal favorite is I love a little bit of panko. Panko's great. It's all crunch. To be honest, not a lot of flavor, so you need to beef it up a little bit. Panko breadcrumbs are actually like a Japanese breadcrumb, so they're super, super crispy. It almost tastes like those little bits of tempura you get at the bottom of the tempura. Really good. I love snacking on those. So I'm gonna add that panko right on into that oil. And just to kind of mimic the flavors we've got going on with that beautiful butternut squash, I'm also gonna chop up some sage. Now, sage, again, benefits from a good long cook, but it also, a quick fry, oh my gosh, it's so good. It's like a crispy little herb chip, which is a delight, in my opinion. So I'm just gonna cut that into a nice kind of julienne or a little bit of a chiffonade, which is just basically strips of an herb. Looking absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna add that right on into that panko. If you pop it into the oil, do you see it start to sizzle immediately? Like, that is flavor, that is deliciousness. I'm gonna season that up with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. And while this gets to toasting and getting golden brown, I am just gonna get to work on a little bit of cheese. Now, I'm gonna go in with Parmigiano Reggiano into this dish because it's so simple, I wanna use a good cheese. But one of my favorite things to do, if I really wanna taste that Parmigiano Reggiano, I actually like to grind it up myself. I know you can buy the little tubs at the deli, but if you grind it yourself, you get way more of that cheese flavor, super, super delicious, and you get a fun little hack. You buy your chunk of cheese, you got that little bit of the rind on there, cut that rind off, but do not throw it out. Save that little bit of rind because that added to a pot of pasta sauce is gonna bring so much richness. A little bit of soup, chicken noodle soup, chuck that in. Woo. You're out of town, it's so good. But I'm gonna grind up a little bit of this cheese. So I just pop it into my food processor just with the blade and just turn it on. Just until it grinds up. You can grind it as fine or as chunky as you like it. But honestly, this is looking really, really good to me. I do this, so it's no secret, I love a shaky cheese. I love that classic shaky cheese. But this is what I do when I'm like, okay, someone's coming over who doesn't love the shaky cheese. You get that beautiful kind of rough kind of grind, some bigger pieces, some smaller pieces. It's absolutely delicious. So that's looking great. Let's go take a look at this panko. It's getting a little bit golden brown. That sage is toasting off, looking stunning. But now we gotta put this pasta together. So the noodles have been cooking. They're nice and al dente. So I'm just gonna use, this is called a spider, but you could use like a sieve, something like that. And I'm just gonna scoop that right on into that beautiful butternut squash. Now remember, yes, there's a little bit of oil in there, but there's also some bacon fat. So this is gonna kind of emulsify. Since that pasta cooking liquid has that starch in there, it's gonna emulsify with that fat, bringing everything together. If needed, you can add another scoop or two of that beautiful pasta cooking liquid. But I'm also gonna go in with a little bit of cheese just to bring everything together. Pop that right on in. A little bit more. For a little bit of green, just for that, we're gonna go in with just about a handful or two of some baby spinach, maybe a little bit of chili flake just for a bit of heat. Looking absolutely beautiful. Adding some into there as well. Y'all, I like a little bit of heat. I like things spicy. Give that a stir, and that's gonna come together beautifully. The cheese is gonna melt, kind of give you a cacio e pepe vibe. Really, really beautiful. That spinach, as it sits in this, is gonna wilt down and get absolutely lovely. All right, that's looking great. This panko situation is looking out of control. I'm gonna transfer that into a bowl. Pop that aside just to cool just a little bit. And to serve this up, is it too hot? Nah, we can do it. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Just pop that down on your table. Don't forget about that bacon like I just did. Pop that bacon back on into there. Give that a stir, and you are in for an absolute treat. Honestly, that served up with this crispy panko right over top. Like, get out of here. That looks so good. I'm very pumped about this. To me, this is a spoon pasta. A little bit more cheese on there too, because I cannot stop and I refuse to. Honestly, that looks pretty good to me. All right, I'm gonna take a bite. We gotta take a break, but we will be right back.
Up next, Antonia Fifi has the key to jumpstart your wardrobe and take any outfit from meh to yeah in minutes. That's up next.
My next guest says, don't just wear it, style it. Everyone, please welcome the one and only Antonia Fifi.
Thank you.
How are you?
Amazing. I'm so glad to be back.
I am amped. You are so, I love these segments that you do.
So do I. They're my favorite.
Yes, because what is it? Explain to everybody what it is you're showing us today.
Okay, so a lot of times we see women in outfits and we think, I can't pull that off. Like, why don't I look like that in that? And it's because you're wearing it and she's styling it. So I'm gonna show you how to take your really cute pieces that you fell in love with and make them into amazing outfits.
I love this. 100%. This is the dream. And if you like any of the looks you're about to see, just scan the QR code on your screen. So let's start off with the first outfit on a book. Okay.
Okay.
So cute.
A classic pinstripe pant, white shirt, something that a lot of us tend to wear. We wear to the office. It's really easy, but it's falling a little flat.
100%. I can see it. She's wearing it. She hasn't styled it yet. So let's see how you styled it. So come on out here, a book. Excuse me. That is amazing. Come on down. This is so cool. Like, so cool.
I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
A bit of a transformation, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, layers. I love layers. And, you know, a lot of times for women, we think one layer, but we can do two, right? So I've added this corset, of course, on top, which is by Canadian woman-owned brand Savoir. She's just started. It's handmade. She's just started, but she's going to go so far. Incredible how she's crafted this. It really fits the body so beautifully.
It's beautiful.
That piece on its own, a lot of times we will look at and think, you know, it's too sexy, it shows too much, but we can use it as a layering piece. And then, of course, I've added a blazer on top of it to really polish it off.
Yeah.
There are a lot of little subtle details here, like the tie that is the same fabrication as the shirt.
I didn't notice. It's so good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you add a little detail without it being too busy.
Yeah.
Even the blazer and the pant, they're both pinstripe, but the pinstripe is actually slightly different in the size.
Did they not come as a pair?
They didn't, right?
Antonia, you're a wizard. Yeah.
And beautiful. And those little details, just that, you know, like the stripe being a little different, adds some interest. That's, again, subtle, but makes it a little artsy.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't think of pairing these things with sneakers. I love this sneaker. It's got a black stripe on it, which then ties in the bag. You know, we're just doing these things in pairs.
Yeah.
Ties in the bag. Again, the sort of menswear look coming in with the fabrication on the bag. And just overall, just so chic.
This is so chic. A book, you look really cool. Yeah. Thank you so much, a book. Great job. That was so cool. What a transformation. Like, the before and after was wild. All right, let's see the next look on Candace. This is the wearing look.
This is the wearing. Okay, so we have a sweater dress. I love sweater dresses because just about all of us feel comfortable in them. They're so easy to wear. But a lot of times we just throw them on, maybe we throw on some sneakers, and again, you know, it falls a little bland.
Yeah, it's cute, but it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
exactly.
Right on. All right, let's see how you styled it. Come on out, Candace. Excuse me. This is so good. Candace, come on down. Okay, I I kind of lost it, this bag. I know we're not going right into it, but I am obsessed.
So
okay, Antonia, break this down.
So cute. Okay, so again, layers. And layers don't need to go on top. Sometimes they can go below.
Yeah.
I love a crew neck, any crew neck, whether it's a t-shirt or it's a dress, a crew neck with a shirt below just works really well when you have that collar below. I tend to do a lot of stripes just again because they add that visual interest. You can go with a solid color, but a stripe is a neutral.
It adds texture without texture.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
goes with all colors, a black and white stripe, all colors, all patterns. It's a neutral, 100%. So again, we layered below it. And then the bag, it adds this sort of mixing of prints where it's got the black and white in it, and you have that black and white stripe, so that's why it ties together. Sometimes we look at things, we wonder, why does it work?
Why does it work?
So that's why it works. And I want to add something, you know, just kind of fun into it. So I tend to do that with accessories because they're not too loud. They're just enough that we all feel like we remain in our comfort zone.
Totally.
Right? And then the boot, to show again that this sweater dress, we can dress it up. I got these at Aldo, and I love them because they've got the tiniest kitten heel.
Yes.
So still really comfortable to walk around with. And again, she's like chic and a little playful.
I love this, and also the way that you cuffed and rolled the sleeve. Oh my gosh.
Necessary to really finish it off.
It's so true. Candace, you look great. Thanks so much. I love this bag. I love this bag so much.
You do a favor.
We're gonna talk about it later. All right, next up we've got Marcia in our last look. Let's take a look at her. Oh, cute. Okay. What's going on here?
Okay, so again, this is a beautiful dress. Like, the color is fantastic. It's gonna work on almost everyone, so I really love it. But again, it's got, you know, we have no details happening. Nothing else of interest is on this outfit. So she's a little flat.
Okay, we're gonna pop it up a little bit. Let's see how you styled Marcia. Come on out. Oh, that's nice. This is a classic Antonia Fifi. All right, Marcia, come on down. This is such a good look, and it's also just a classic, it's just a classic look. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So sometimes we are going to accessorize and we're going to style with layering over, sometimes under, and sometimes we're just going to use accessories to do that, right? So the most interesting thing about your look is going to be contrast.
Yeah.
Even in a monochromatic look, I've added this at the waist, the belt at the waist, in order to create a waist, but also to create some contrast in texture, in color. So they're a similar shade, but it added some interest there by creating contrast. Same thing with the shoe. I got this one at Aldo. You know, a pump. It's just gonna get so much use out of a
100%.
pump.
It keeps
So I
you going.
keep a nude pump, keep a black pump, and it's gonna go with so many of your outfits, lots of versatility. Again, in that same sort of color tones, but adding a little bit of sheen for some contrast. And the bag, okay, so I'm on repeat here. The bag is the same thing, right? Okay, so we have a little bit again in the color tone, but then we've added this embossed sort of faux leather that I also got at Aldo. And
we can't not talk about the necklace, Antonia.
Exactly.
This is pure Antonia Fifi right here, too.
Absolutely. A statement necklace. Invest in a really good statement necklace. This one is from Jenny Greco, Canadian, woman-owned brand. She's incredible. All of this is handmade work, you know, like the brass, all of her brass, she does that herself. Really beautiful pieces that you could wear this with a white t-shirt and jeans, and you've styled it.
And you've styled it. I love it. Marcia, thank you so much. Antonia, great job as usual. We gotta take a break. We'll be right back. Showing us how simple changes to your hairstyle can make a big impact, it's my bud, Erin O'Brien. Hello, Erin, how are you?
I am really good and always excited to be here and showcase some fabulous work.
We love it when you're here, so I'm very, very excited. Now, like little transformations when it comes to hair.
Yes.
It's true. I feel like sometimes you think for a big change you need like a big giant switch up.
And that is not always the case.
No.
The little subtle things are the things that sometimes always matter.
Yeah.
The things that always make the biggest impact.
100%. Well, I'm really excited because 3 viewers actually reached out to us who were ready for a little bit of a change. So we're gonna start off with Sarah. Let's take a look at her before.
Yes.
Okay, this is Sarah.
The lovely Sarah. So her hair is quite flat, it was drawn down. She needed a bit of volume. She wanted to see more movement as well and to add a little bit more of a lift.
Yeah.
And it's always hard when your hair is dragging down like that.
Yeah.
So we did a little something to make her feel a little bit more
Oomphy. Oh, okay. Oh, I like this. All right, is everybody ready to see Sarah now? All right, come on out, Sarah. Oh! Look at that! Sarah, come on down. Hi, Sarah. Hi. How are you?
Great.
Oh my gosh. Okay, first off, Erin O'Brien, tell us what you did here.
So we might have done a little bit of colour in the salon.
yeah.
And that has made a little bit of an impact. But the main thing is the cut. And these are just face framing layers. So if you're going to get your hair done at a salon, these are the things you can ask for. This cut is known as the butterfly cut.
Okay.
The butterfly cut is where it opens up the face. It's soft layers around the face, gives a little bit of a lift. You can see here with the bang area, they're left long. So if someone doesn't want a short bang and they want something a little bit swoopier, you can just leave it here at the cheekbone where it starts, sometimes at the bridge of the nose, and then it just fans out. Then we contour around the face, and we give these nice little layers about an inch below the chin.
Okay.
That really works.
It's almost like it scoops and gives you that.
Oh, look at you and your
I was
scoopy
gonna say
scoops.
scoop.
Yeah, it gives a bit of a scoop.
Yeah.
And what's great about the butterfly cut as well, it opens up the neck. So if you want to show your neck, the décolleté area, that's a great cut for you.
Yeah.
And it just gives that lift, that sparkle, and everything you need.
All right, let's take a look at your before and after. Oh my gosh, that's stunning. It's just the slightest difference in color, but then that cut just opens it up.
Opens it right up.
Sarah, how do you feel?
I feel great. I love it.
Yeah.
It's a new life to my hair. It's
Oh
great.
my gosh, it looks beautiful.
Date night tonight.
Date?
maybe, right?
Oh, yeah. We love it. Well, enjoy your date night. You look absolutely
you.
fantastic. Thanks so much for doing this
Thank
with
you
us.
so much.
Great job. Yeah, so good. All right. That was amazing.
Yes.
Also, butterfly layers.
Butterfly layers
It's a
all
new
the way. It's
thing.
very sassy.
It is sassy.
Isn't it?
And again, Erin O'Brien, very good at highlighting a cheekbone and apparently a jawline too now.
And a jawline.
We got them all.
I'm moving on
You're
up.
doing it, yes. All right, next up, we have got Rafina. Let's take a look at her before. Okay, what's going on with Rafina?
Oh, I love Rafina's hair. And she has this beautiful natural color. And she wants to keep that and grow it out, but she really wanted to emphasize a bit of dimension in there.
Yeah.
So we did a little something.
Little something,
A little something to just make it look even more fabulous.
Okay, let's take a look. Come on out, Rafina. Oh, this is so good. Okay, let's
Yes.
break this down. So
Yes.
good. Yeah.
So she had that old color on the end. Listen, don't go to a salon and be like, oh, can I color my ends gray? Just cut it off. Take that jump because hair grows and it'll come back and it'll be even healthier and more fabulous. But this part is my favorite, is adding these micro lights. These are low lights in the hair, just so that the gray doesn't look, or the white doesn't look more stark, especially on top.
Yeah.
Because some people think it's too much on their skin tone. So this gives a more youthful complexion against her skin tone. It breaks it up, and it just makes it look a little bit more fabulous. Also, we did take a bit of length up here just to give a bit of a lift and texture as well. But if this isn't enough for you, and you're going out with for a date night or going out with the girls, you're like, I want a little bit more depth on the root.
Yeah.
And you don't want something permanent.
Okay.
This is a great little trick you can
Oh,
use.
I like tricks.
These root shadow sprays that you use to cover grey are also great to create dimension at the root. So you just keep it away here, you spray it at the root.
Okay.
You can deepen the root itself.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
If you want to put your head down a bit, perfect. And then you just take a little brush and then you just comb it down while it's still a little bit wet to blend.
Okay.
So it creates a little bit more of a root shadow blend.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to do a low light or anything like that, this is a great way to get rid of that starkness on top.
I love that. Listen, Rafina, first off, let's take a look at your before and after. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, Rafina, how do you feel?
A little bit younger.
A little bit younger. Okay, right on. I love that. I know when my mom was switching from dyeing her hair to going to her natural kind of silver, it was such a journey. But honestly, you look absolutely amazing. Also, doesn't it feel nice to get a haircut?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. A little bit lighter
But
too.
Erin, yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
I know. Always a delight. Rafina, thank you so much. You did a great job. Awesome. Thanks so much.
Gorgeous.
Oh, so
Gorgeous.
beautiful. I love that. It's
Yes.
the spray to kind of like bring everything together if you're feeling a little bit more like on the moody side.
Yeah, I was telling Myra that as well. I was like, here's a little trick for you, girl, if you want to give a bit more dimension
Listen,
into the hair.
anytime Myra comes back from a haircut with Aaron O'Brien, she is elated. It's a lovely. All right, so next up, we have got Alexandra. Let's talk about her hair before.
So it can get a little bit frizzy, especially if humidity or any sort of dampness gets to that hair.
Yeah,
It wants to flow out.
I call it fluffy. Like it's not heavy, it just
Yes.
wants to keep going out.
Yeah. It's like, that kind of wild hair.
Yeah.
All these sound effects I'm making
I
today.
love today. This is a great thing. All right, let's see Alexandra now. Come on out. Oh, okay. All right, Alexandra, come on down. Okay.
Yes.
Now I gotta say, Aaron, is this some new hairstyle that we're doing?
This is called the dinosaur.
This is
Yes, everyone's using these as accessories now, but not really.
Okay, so what are we doing here?
Okay, so we wanted to smooth out the hair,
Yeah.
and to smooth out the hair, just using a little bit of product doesn't always work. You need a tool. You need a little bit of work to get that frizz away. So I have this beautiful dryer here. This is the Conair Infinitude. It's the frizz-free Flex hair dryer.
Nice, I love
from Conair.
Nicely done.
I was practicing earlier. So this is great because it has ion technology. Ions is what breaks down the water molecules, gets rid of frizz, and this you can actually control the ions. So if you want more volume, you leave it at 0.
Okay.
If you want more, you amp that up to 2 to give it more smoothness.
Okay, right on.
And there's some in the middle as well. So I'm going to showcase how we do this kind of vibe here.
Okay.
We'll remove them and you'll see the beautiful after.
Okay.
All right. Turn it on.
Turn it on.
Not that one.
Not that one.
This one.
This one. We got
Okay.
it. Yeah.
This is a great dryer. I actually use this on my daughter's hair as well.
Yeah.
It's fabulous. I like to use a ceramic brush to add a little bit more heat. You just heat up the hair, bring it up, and I call this the roll and hold.
Okay.
So hold it for a second, and then you're going to put a roller into the hair.
Okay.
So I'm going to take one of these out.
Okay. Can
All
I do
right,
one?
you can take one
oh
out
my
as well.
gosh, what a
I'm
thrill.
just gonna
Alexandra,
show-
is this okay? I've never done
Oh,
hair
it's fine.
before.
Oh, you're gonna love it,
ooh,
yeah.
look at that.
And when you do roll them in, just like this, you just let it cool for a minute or two.
Okay.
And then you're just going to take that roller out, do
Look at
makeup,
this
whatever.
volume.
I know. And look at the frizz is completely gone.
Yeah.
And do you know what? It lasts as well. With ion technology, it really does last. Pop that beautiful head of yours back. We're going to give you a little shake.
This is the best part when you go to a
little
salon
zhuzh.
and do this, and you're like, am I a star?
Yes.
Yes. Look at that. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. All right, Alexandra, let's take a look at your before and after. Woo! Girl, how do you feel?
I feel amazing. Honestly, like just understanding my hair, my
Yeah.
hair type, and the frizz, you get it.
Yeah.
You get it, Mary. And the team at the salon was absolutely amazing.
Yes.
And now I can be confident.
That's amazing.
When I go outside.
Alexandra, thank
Yeah.
you so much for doing this
Thank you.
with us. Absolutely fantastic. Aaron O'Brien, great job as per
tried.
usual. You nailed it. And studio audience, to help you make quick and easy hair transformations, you're all going home with the Infinity Pro Frizz-Free Flex Hair Dryer from Conair. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. That was so good.
Up next, Donnie Wahlberg and Sonequa Martin-Green dish on their new show and spending time in Toronto. That's up next.
Recently, my good bud Andrea Bain got the chance to sit down with Donnie Wahlberg and Sonequa Martin-Green to chat about the much-anticipated Blue Blood spin-off, Boston Blue. Check it out.
All right, she led Star Trek Discovery and survived The Walking Dead while he's rocked the stages with New Kids on the Block and patrolled the streets of New York on Blue Bloods. Now they're teaming up in the spin-off series, Boston Blue. Please welcome the stars of Boston Blue, Donnie Wahlberg and Sonequa Martin-Green! Welcome to the show. It's so good to have you here.
It's great to be here.
Oh my gosh. All right, first first of all, congratulations on the series. How's it feel?
It feels really good.
Okay,
It
good.
feels really good. We're having a great time. We met, gosh, it's been like 6 months now,
has
but
been.
we were instant friends and
Yeah.
knew we wanted to work together. And it's been 3 months now of filming, and we've enjoyed
Great
every second of
chemistry.
it together. Yeah.
All right, so I understand that you're one of the executive producers on this show, Donnie, right? And you're reprising your role as New York, as Danny Reagan, but you're leaving New York and you're heading to Boston PD, where you hook up with your new partner, Detective Peters. So what excites you about this series?
Oh, gosh. Well, first, to be able to keep the character of Danny Reagan alive and to keep the legacy of Blue Bloods alive, you know, by playing Danny, the Reagans still exist now, right? Because he still exists. So we can bring them back in different ways and carry on some of the traditions, but also going to Boston and meeting another police family and having a partner who I think Danny comes from a similar family in terms of the police legacy and multiple generations of law enforcement in the family. But Danny gets to meet someone I think that he sees himself in. And Lena, I think, sees herself in Danny. And despite their different faiths and backgrounds and the fact that they're from sort of rival cities, they still find this special bond that I think really allows him to go to Boston and feel like he has a surrogate family and go there to do what he went there to do, which is to be a father to his son, who's a cop in Boston.
Well, listen, your character could have gone to a lot of cities, but you chose Boston for one specific reason. Is there a reason why you chose Boston?
Well, I think Boston chose me.
That's right.
But I would say, when I thought about the idea of carrying on Danny Reagan in a new city, I definitely thought like LA, Las Vegas, Texas, hot places. But the cold, of course, wins in the end. And we film here in the cold as well in Toronto. So, but you know, Boston's my hometown. It's great because I've learned so much about being a New Yorker, playing Danny for the last 14 years. But I know so much about being a Bostonian that I can really put all that knowledge and experience to use.
Yeah, no research needed for that one.
Right.
True.
All right, so Sonequa, fans loved you as Captain Michael Berman and Star Trek Discovery. Yes. And for Boston Blue, Donnie said that there was nobody else that he was considering for this role except for you. So what excites you about playing this role?
So many things excite me. You know, you actually just said a deep cut because you said Detective Peters. Now, what's interesting about that is that the glorious Gloria Rubin, who plays May Silver, my mother in the show, who is the DA to Boston, her maiden name is Peters. So we were Peters before the family was blended together.
Ooh.
You better work.
Listen, kind of like we blended these outfits without even talking to each other. It was just meant to be.
But no,
incredible.
I absolutely love playing Detective Lena Silver. I absolutely love the partnership between Lena and Danny. Like he said, there's a kindredness there. They see themselves in each other. They make each other better. I also love having this multi-faith, multi-racial blended family. Because, as we keep saying, faith, family, tradition. That's why Blue Bloods was so successful and why it lasted as long as it did, why it's a TV legacy. And the Brandons, as we call them, you know, our showrunners, they knew that they needed to put faith, family, and tradition in this iteration as well. So you have the Silvers that you get to meet through Danny Reagan's eyes. You're getting to see Danny as a fish out of water in a new situation, and you're getting to love the Silvers through his eyes, just as they're loving him. Danny is changing and evolving, and this partnership is it's dynamic. The family coming together, the Reagans and the Silvers, all of it's dynamic. So I love every part of it. I love being able to see Christianity and Judaism coming together in the sort of melting pot that is the Silvers. I love playing someone who's brilliant and precise, but you know, you wanted to have more fun as Danny. I wanted to have a little fun, you know, as well. So we're also getting to do that. I think, if I can say, it's got a little bit of everything. It's got all you want.
It feels like it has a little bit of everything, which is why we want to watch it. That's fantastic. Now, Boston Blue films in Toronto and Boston being your hometown, Donnie, and Sonequa, you spent a lot of time here working on Star Trek Discoveries.
That's right.
Filming in Toronto. So if either of you had a chance to show each other your favorite part of Toronto, since you are really like we're going to adopt you. Just call you a Toronto native, so to speak.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's our second home.
It is.
You have your favorite spots that you're teaching each other
our
about?
favorite spot right now is her bed is her and her husband in their bed, and me and my wife in my bed.
For a second there, Donnie, I had a little bit of a heart attack.
I was like, let me say this the right
What's
way.
in Sonequa's bed? Okay, her husband.
We
okay.
work so many hours, and we have a phenomenal crew,
Yes, we
a Toronto crew. And but we leave. It's dark outside. We get home. It's dark outside. Like it's long days, and I think we love being on set. And after those days, we got to get some sleep. But we both know the city so well. So we have our favorite restaurants. We have places we love to go and friends here and stuff. So it's really like a second home to both of us in many ways. And it's, coming to Toronto, when you say I'm going to a different country to film a show, it doesn't feel that way with Toronto. It feels like home.
Yeah.
It does so many
We
ways.
love that.
Yeah.
We're glad that it feels like home for you. We love that.
Oh, yeah, we're even cheering for the Jays. We're cheering for the Jays.
Wait a second. Donnie says he's cheering for the Jays, but he's a Boston fan, so anybody who's going to beat the Yankees, we're good in your books.
All of Boston are Blue Jays fans.
I love that.
We don't want the Yankees to win.
Nobody wants them to win. All right. So let's chat about special cameos and guest stars. So, Donnie, I understand that Bridget Moynihan is going to be appearing on Blue Bloods. Any other special people might pop up on the show you can tell us about?
I can't really tell. I can just tell you that one of the most fun parts of this show is finding opportunities for Easter eggs and surprises and making them work authentically into this world. So we have a lot of them in store and more than one in the first episode. So, there are a lot of unanswered questions.
I know, we like that, right?
A lot of unanswered questions from Blue Bloods will be answered in Boston Blue for sure.
Okay. We can't wait to see you guys on the show. And Donnie, I know we're talking about the show, but we got to switch gears for a second because we can't have you here and not talk about your music career. New Kids on the Block. I can't believe that I'm saying this, but you've been with the band for 40 years?
41 years. I was the founding member in 1984.
Wow. All right, and you're heading back to Vegas because you guys have a residency. How is that? Do you even know what city you're in right now?
Oh, I know what city I'm in, but I don't know what city I'm going to be in next.
Okay.
It's going to get blurry, but we've been doing our Vegas residency since the summer, and it's a little difficult filming this show and doing it, but I've toured with the New Kids and filmed Blue Bloods for 14 years, so I can continue to do that. It's an amazing blessing to be able to do both of these things. Things that I work for my whole life. I get emotional.
I know.
Nah, because it's like, I don't take any of this for granted. I don't ever wake up in the morning and feel entitled to have these opportunities. I'm in awe of God's work in my life. And I just can't even believe that I get to entertain people and bring people together to make them happy. It's what all I wanted as a kid, right? Was to make my family happy and to get to do it for a living. It's just the greatest blessing and honor that I could have ever asked for in my life. And if it means no sleep, if it means coming to set and can't even read the words on the script and have no voice from singing and performing, so be it. It's I could never. My dad drove a truck and had a messed up back his whole life. My mom worked in hospitals and cleaned floors in a bank overnight, and that's hard work. This is a gift, and I cherish every single moment of it.
Donnie, that's a sexy word. Thank you so much. I know, we are already a fan, but now we're in love with you even more.
It's one of the reasons why we were fast friends. We share this faith. We love the Lord and what He's done for us, and He's going to take us to His show.
I love that.
We're excited.
Donnie and Sonequa, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you guys on the Good Stuff. Thank you so much for stopping by. Everybody, don't miss the premiere of Boston Blue this Friday, October 17th at 10 p.m. on CTV. We have to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
I hope you enjoyed this show. Be sure to subscribe at The Good Stuff CTV on YouTube for tons more fun stuff, including recipes, interviews, and so much more. That's all the time we have. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time for more of The Good Stuff.